What's going on, guys? Optical 20 here for another video review. This time it is Wonder Woman from Batman vs Superman. I feel like I'm the last one to get this figure. I don't know. It took a while to get to me too. So yeah, it's better late than never. You know, we'll start out with a box. You can see there's some images of her from the movie. As you know, this is the Batman vs Superman version. I don't think there's any Wonder Woman version announced yet. I know there's a Justice League that we've seen, you know, floating around, and you know, this image right here in the front of the box, the inlay, it's not really the actual image. This is the prototype, so I'm a little confused why it was there, but you know, who cares, right? That's the figure right there. You know, it's a very controversial figure. You know, when it was announced, it has 17 points of articulation apparently, but you know, it feels more articulated than that. It comes with a bunch of hands. You know, these are the Lasso hands. The first one's the fisted hands. You can see some hands that would hold the sword and her shield, and there's an extra hand too. I don't know what it's that for. I think it's for the I don't know, lasso, or you know, whatever the case may be. And this is her armband for her arm, and also she has an extra, you know, kind of glowing gauntlet. You know, when she's deflecting bullets and whatever, you know, mystical power it is that she's deflecting. It is really hard to do that deflect pose though. As you can see, she also comes with this sword. It is not die cast, just to let you know. It is plastic, so it's pretty light. It's extra light actually. It has some nice details on it. You know, I don't know much about, you know, Wonder Woman. I've seen the movie, but I don't know if it's the God Killer or whatever. This is her lasso or of truth or something like that. It's made out of like really light and cheap plastic or whatever it is. I wish they would have included another lasso, which is the like a wired one. I've seen that on Clipper King's review of Daredevil, where he kind of used a wire. I think it would be more fitting on this one too. I think they should you know, really consider that, but since there's not a whole lot of accessories in this release, and it's a bit expensive too, you know, they should really look into that on the next. It's poseable, you know, because it's nice. Because I've seen Clipper King's pose on Daredevil, and he kind of utilized that. I was like, that's not a bad idea. No, I think it's perfect on this figure. On the next release, maybe on the Justice League, you know, because the costume, the outfit is going to be pretty much the same. I'm pretty sure they're gonna improve the head sculpt, but if that's the only improvement, you know, like guys like me are not gonna buy it. So you know, they got to put something more into it, and it's probably gonna be more expensive as well. Now she also comes with this really light shield as well. It's all made out of plastic, and which makes sense. You don't want to put stress into the figure, you know, if you make it die cast. But it's really nice detail as well. The paint application is great. And you know, there's like a lot of details in it, and you can also fit her gauntlet inside when you are using the shield. You know, when you kind of, there's just no place for the shield in her. I don't know if she can put it on her back. You know, I don't recall on the movie if it's on her back or whatnot. But yeah, there's a lot of details even inside the shield. It's not as kind of reminds me of the Captain America shield, the Star Spangled one. Not the you know, the regular annoying shield from Civil War, where it like breaks. It looks like this one's not gonna break at all. You know, it looks pretty rough. And as far as the stand, it comes with the like the regular Batman v Superman stand. You can kind of see it there. Wonder Woman, it's kind of blown out, and as you know, it flips out, and it also comes with it's not a cradle. It's kind of like a waist grabber, but I wish it came with a crotch grabber instead. I don't know. Maybe the skirt is gonna go in the way. Maybe that's why they didn't go for it. But as far as the actual figure itself, it looks pretty good. It's an expensive figure. It's $234. I would say it's the norm for Hot Toys now. Like a brushed metal or on her armor. Apparently, this is the version 2 where the body is not. She's not too tanned, or there's no gloss in it. You can see the skirt. Some people replace this with a Fison body. I've seen it. I've seen some reviews. I'm not, I don't agree with it, because if you do, then you kind of just bought the armor and the head sculpt. And if you do the Fison body swap, then the skin tone is not gonna match. I don't know. I mean, I get for the posability options, but it's kind of like a waste of money if you do that. Then you might as well just kit bash this all together. Just look for an eBay gauntlet, or I don't know, maybe it'll pop up soon. Somebody would make up something like that. Or if you really want to, just wait for the Justice League version. I'm guessing it'll be a lot better version. But so far playing around with it, you can see the ankle joints right there. It has a lot of nice details on it. So far, just posing it around, taking pictures of it, I'm okay with what it could and could not do. I wish it could do the deflection of the bullet pose a lot better, because that's one of her signature poses. But remember when Bane can't do the boss pose, and I moved on. Same goes with this figure. My plan is, unless the Justice League version offers really significant changes as far as body movements, articulation, if the head sculpt is only going to be better, then I'm going to buy the head sculpt off. But if it doesn't offer, especially with the body, a different type of body or a movement that's going to allow you more articulation, then I'll stick with this figure, get a head sculpt, maybe a third party one, and pop it in there. But if not, then I'm totally happy with this figure. It's okay. It looks nice actually, and I'm sure you've heard this before. It looks a lot better in person. At first, looking at the other reviewers' pictures and videos, she really strikes me as she looks like Deadpool's girlfriend, the girl from Gotham. I forgot her name, Monica something. In person, she doesn't really look like her, but she also doesn't look like Gal Gadot that much. I mean, at certain angles, if the light strikes her in I guess from the top or something from the side, she kind of looks like Gal Gadot. But like in this, and if you're watching this on HD 1080p, I don't think 4K is gonna make much of a difference. It's a nice looking head sculpt. It kind of, from the side, like from here, it kind of looks like Gal Gadot. Maybe the likeness is like 8 out of 10, because it's there when you hold it in your hand. It's there. It's just not 100% there, but it's there. It's just it's just weird. I don't know how to explain it, but there's certain angles when the light hits it from the top or something. But make no mistake about it, it's a really nice figure. When you buy this figure, you know what you're getting. The posability is going to be limited. But if you have Batman and Superman from the same movie, then this is your chance to get the Trinity. Without waiting a year and a half or 2 years. Who knows when the Justice League version is gonna come out? I'm guessing sooner rather than later. But this figure has been postponed. This is the last figure from the movie, and it's been pushed back so many times as well. So there's no guarantee, man. There's no guarantee when it comes to Hot Toys that it's gonna be released, at 2018 or even 19, for example. Like Drax, we waited 2 years for that. But yeah, the head sculpt, I can't pinpoint what's wrong with it. I really can't, because it's it's a nice looking head sculpt. It doesn't feel like a Barbie, to be quite honest with you. A lot of people are saying it feels like I don't know about that. I held it. It has some weight on it. At least it has a sword and a shield. It's still kind of, there's action in this figure. There's weapons. I don't know if you can say the same way. I'm not. Maybe I'm hating on the Harley Quinn too much, but yeah, there's a difference between this figure and if you get the Harley Quinn stripper pole version. So I'm just pointing it out there. I don't know if it's the open mouth or the eyebrow should have been a little bit more intense. I don't know what would make it better. But there's certain angles like this one, it doesn't look like her at all. But there's certain angles where it looks like Gal Gadot. It's just weird, But overall, like I said, it's a good figure. I'm just showing it to you because on the previous ones I didn't show. She has this holder for her lasso and her sword, as you can see from the back. Yeah, you kind of loop it in on her arms. You just read the instructions. It's not that hard. You just pop off the head and kind of make adjustments. I don't know what the thing on the side is for. Is that for the shield, perhaps? I don't know. That little thing right here. This one, yeah. I tried putting the sword in it. I guess you can kind of put the sword in there, but it doesn't go all the way. Maybe I'm not doing it the right way, but yeah. And you know what? This deflection pose or guard pose, you see that on her shoulder. That puts a lot of stress in it. It looks like it comes back, luckily, but I wouldn't leave her in this pose for a long period of time. Just to let you know, it is possible because I've seen it on some bloggers' pictures. It is really dangerous though. You got to know what you're doing, and even at that, it's kind of cringe-worthy when you're like posing. It's like, oh god, I'm gonna tear the rubber apart. But you can't. But once you do, yeah, I got close to it. I'm sure you can still kind of push it to the limit a little bit more. But I'm kind of nearing the point where it's like, the key is you move the arms forward, kind of away from the body, and then you slightly put them back. But that puts a lot of stress, not on the elbows, but on those shoulders, the one that I showed you earlier. Because the elbows can bend according to the instruction manual like 40 degrees. You can actually, it kind of feels like double jointed, but of course because of the rubber body, it kind of puts it back. But this one holds it in place. It's the shoulder that's you're gonna be kind of cringing when you are positioning her to have this pose. But if you're just taking pictures, you can play around with the angle to make the appearance that you got this deflection pose. If I put this on a different angle right now, because you can see it real time, it's moving around, so there's no hiding from it. It's a video. But if you're just taking pictures, you can kind of get away with it. So like I said, the key is you hold this, you kind of, the hands are kind of away from the body, kind of put the hands forward, and you kind of bend it from there. But still, it is kind of scary. So, but poses like this, kind of like where she's jumping, doing the Superman punch, it's not too bad. Anytime that you post a rubber figure, especially something like this, Gamora or her, in her case, I've never owned a Phison figure, nor I don't think I'm gonna own one. I guess they're really flexible, but this one is okay. I kind of feel it's like ratchety, kind of cringe whenever you post it. But I'm just doing a video, that's why I'm doing it, or if I'm taking a picture. But if you are just gonna leave it on your on your display cabinet, museum pose, guys. Museum pose all the way. Do not even attempt to make her, even if when she's holding her shield and her sword, museum pose. So I know you're trying to be, for those guys who wants some action poses and dynamic poses, which is great, because it adds more flavor, it adds more character to your display. But if you're willing to sacrifice it over time, like I had some older figures that I been collecting for 5-6 years now, so I kind of know the limits of a figure, especially Hot Toys. And if you live in a humid country, I wouldn't risk it, you guys. It's a bit dangerous. So, but yeah, easy poses like this, but the deflection pose, the one that I showed you earlier, that's a bit more advanced. It's kind of dangerous as well. So unless you really want that pose and to utilize this gauntlets that she have, because you don't need that pose to, I mean, that's the signature pose, but you can have her like arms racing forward, kind of like deflecting bullets and whatnot. So you can do something like that. But yeah, it's not fun. So, and then another pose that we would do is the just holding normal shield and her sword. That's pretty standard. Yeah, looking good right there. So as you can see from the shield, I didn't even notice it. There's kind of like a faint, I don't know, is that an eagle or something? I don't know, but you can kind of see it there. Can you? That's kind of like white silhouette of something. Like I said, hey, I don't know much about the history of Wonder Woman, or is she, the mythology behind the character. I just saw the movie. I'm not a big comic book guy. But yeah, this is how you make her hold it. Even at this pose, you can see the elbows and whatnot kind of bent a little bit. So that kind of makes me cringe too, So, because it creates a crease on her arm, on the back of her elbow, which is normal. A normal person does have that. But if you decided to sell this figure, those are gonna be questions for fellow collectors that are getting this. It's like from the secondhand market. It's like, hey, is there any damages to the figure? Because pretty sure some people does their research, rubber body, so they might ask for pictures of those, and it might be a deal breaker down the line if you decide to sell this figure. Let's say the Justice League just knocks it out of the park, then you decide to buy this one. So yeah, and some movements as well, as you can see there. In general, I guess it's a good release, and also you can play around with the hair as much as I don't want to do it. That's why I'm not a big fan of I guess rooted hair on everything. There's certain figures like the Joker, which I would really love to have my Joker to have a rooted hair, but guys, like I've seen it, Thor, there's some really good rooted hair out there, but it's not necessary in my opinion. I mean, there's this guy on eBay that I always see, like he has some ridiculous prices. He roots some head sculpts, and it's just ridiculous sometimes. And the Trinity right here, I try to copy really quickly. If you just Google it, you can kind of like the poster, their poses, like Superman and Batman holding the gun. This is as close as I could be. But this was really quick though. I didn't really put too much effort into it. So they look great. Hey, nothing is better than the Trinity, man. They are iconic. This is as iconic as you can be. And there you go, guys. Wonder Woman from Hot Toys. So like I said, if you want to purchase this figure, just go to bigbadtoystore.com. Check out the link. It's still available. It's shipping out now. That kind of like her, and I guess that's a lottery as well. Her skirt, like a part of her butt cheeks, is showing. But besides, there's some issues with the figure, like the head sculpt is not 100%. But at the end of the day, it's a figure that it's so iconic that you want to get it. That's how I felt. I kind of want to get the best possible figure, but I don't want to wait 2 years for it. So, so it's up to you guys. If you want to wait. So like I said, I'm pretty sure the Justice League version is gonna be the much better one. But this is not too bad herself. So thank you for watching, guys. Check out my channel. I got a lot of reviews from Hot Toys. Also check out my Facebook and Instagram page. And I'll see you next time.